Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 35. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report, where we're going to have to ask ourselves what on earth is happening with the Yield Notes platform. Something has changed in this particular week. I don't know if this has happened to you too, but definitely it might be disturbing news. It might not. It might just be a slight change. We're going to have a closer look at exactly what we found when we logged in this week. And of course, we have plenty of EAs to go through here also. August has not been the most fast producing profit month, but we have seen that earlier also last year, that July and August, they are a bit low. We can see that they're cashing in quite nicely, and definitely they have. And we have even the money tree also back on, cashing in on all three accounts. We're going to have a closer look at how well it has done. And maybe most importantly for this week, if you are a Trillant member, Birake, the CEO, so from the Trillant platform here, has come out, and basically there's quite a few things you need to know because some things are changing. You might be able to get a bit of money out, but again, it is not so simple as you might think it was. Well, let's get started, and let's first have a look. And as I mentioned here before, in the last 2 or 3 news reports, there is a deadline here for your NFT if you want to claim it with Yield Notes. Now, these were sent out by emails, and I have read them out to you in the last couple of weeks here. So basically, the major part in here is the deadline is on October 1st, 2023, and it basically ends on the midnight time, UTC +2. And if you haven't claimed your NFT by that time, then it will be destroyed here, and then also you will forfeit any future things when it comes to self-governance of your balance, the 100% buyback terms you have in there, and again, potential marketplace applications and more, all will be forfeited. So please go and have a look exactly what that could mean to you. Below there is a link here, so with the https yieldnotes.com and then NFTs, and that will take you over to the frequently asked questions that Yield Notes has set up, where basically, again, you can get all the questions hopefully answered that you have. What is Yield Notes? Basically, what is happening with the NFTs? And again, some tutorials and community videos in here, how you can claim the NFTs, and then how you can buy new NFTs also. Now, we have claimed our NFT. It has been a while back. It's lying in our cold wallet, so basically it is off the grid, hopefully very secure. But again, we don't know exactly how much the value is going to be at the end of the day. Hopefully Yield Notes will be able to buy it back at the 120% sometime next year. And then let's see what's going to happen after that. Now, recently, when we basically entered our platform on the Yield Notes, we saw that everything has been grayed out. And a note here is that the NFT has been claimed, and basically that means that we are pretty much locked out of the platform, apart from what you are seeing here. Everything else is no longer available. We assume that this is simply just because they are pending, they are on hold until they update the platform with all the new interesting, hopefully, business plans that will be part of this. But exactly when and how or what's going to happen in the future, we don't really know. Steve, the CEO, has not sent out any emails. We haven't seen any emails or information that this would actually happen. So it is a bit of concerning. So at least they could have done here was basically inform us of what is actually happening, or they could have done it maybe when the deadline was running out. Anyway, it is what it is at the moment. And unfortunately, we don't really have any news or information from anybody else that can try and clarify this. We will hope to have some news, so maybe next week, so during the news report, where we can show you and tell you a bit more on what exactly happening for the people that have claimed their NFTs. Now, if we go on and have a look at the Decenomy coins in here, the first one we start with is the Sapphire coin, and basically the return on the investment through the iHost MN website here for the shared masternoding is same as last week, 58%. And that basically means that On the shared masternoding, we made just over 3% for the week, which is not bad and pretty much average from what we have seen over long periods of time. Overall coin development has improved slightly, but again, most of the time, it is just small currency adjustments. And in this particular case, we are basically pairing up to the euro. And that's why you will find some changes, even though there's not much happening on the coin themselves. We go from minus 84% down to 81. But at the end of the day, when you look at the graph, it doesn't really matter much. Basically, the changes from week to week is simply minute at the moment. Minute is also part of the PNY. We haven't really seen much change lately. Also here on the return on the investment, we are slightly down by about 1%. And shared masternoding overall still seems to be okay. We are up by 10% for this particular week here. So now up at 1,213%, which is obviously nice. But as we mentioned many times here, the overall coin development is actually what matters. And that is pretty much status quo from last week at minus 96%. So nothing really changing. And again, the graph has looked similar since the beginning of the year, and we don't expect this to change anytime soon. Maybe when we get to the first quarter of 2024, we might start to see hopefully some positive movements. Positive movements is the only one that we normally find a bit on is the Birake, because it's also linked together with the crypto exchange here. Return on the investment has definitely been going down for the past week. So from 119% last week down to 99, so 20% off here. But again, shared masternoding is still okay by 10% for this particular week. And you have to remember also that these are just instant moments for the percentage on the iHost website here. They do vary many times during the day. So this is just a picture as we go in and try and retrieve this data. Overall coin development, pretty much the same. We are up by 1%. So basically still in minus by 40. So obviously not a positive result here either at the moment for any of the coins. And when you look at the graph, you can see the downwards trend seems to be continuing. We saw also from Bitcoin here that we came from 30,000 and then from there we dropped down. Since then, this particular end of last week and this week, we have traded sideways most of the time, as you can see, until we got to the middle of the week on Wednesday. Then all of a sudden there was a huge pump, came up to 28,000, and since then it has slowly but surely been sliding down the scale again, and at the moment it is trading around $27,260 mark as we are shooting this particular video here. So again, there is some movements once in a while, but definitely very unstable at the moment with Bitcoin. BNB is following in the footsteps of Bitcoin here. Also, we had a drop for that one in a particular week. Then after that, we can see that it has been also trading sideways, very similar graph, coming up to about 234. And then since then, also been sliding down again here. And at the moment of the time that we're doing the video, we can see the price around 223 BNB. So again, definitely on the low side at the moment for a lot of the crypto coins. Now, some important news when it comes to the Trillant we had in the past week here, and this was actually on Monday. Eric, the CEO, coming out and announcing some new changes to the Trillant platform itself. And obviously everybody was very eager to see if they could actually get some money out at the end of the day, because that is what we have been waiting for pretty much about a year since we moved from the provider over to the Trillant platform here. And then we started to get our coins out, or at least not the stable coins, but the tree coin in here. And that should have been released in December. It didn't go very well for a very long time, so the value dropped very quickly. So people was waiting for the stable coin. And the good news is it is coming in some way, shape and form. But unfortunately, you also have to, again, invest from what we understand. Now, this particular video here is definitely not the best I've seen from Eric. So it is in German. And even though I do speak a bit of German here, I must say the way he presents everything is a bit of a mess, moving around and trying to tell us both where we are going with everything, and at the same time trying to make a bit of tutorial in the middle of it. I believe it confused a lot more people than it actually basically helped, and we can also see that in individual forums where everybody is scrambling in to try and find a forum or some members that actually understood what is going on, how exactly the new section will work for them. And obviously in the platform itself here now, this is what it looks like. It is basically an add-on to what you already have within the Trillant platform, where you now have to, again from outside, add new money into the platform. And there's two options in here. There's a $100 option and a $500 option. There is some changes within that particular one. So I definitely urge you to go and see the video here with Eric. So before you figure out exactly how everything works, we cannot cover everything in this particular news report, but we'll try and give you some of the highlights. Now, we also saw quite a few posts trying to clarify some of these things here from individual leaders or members for the community here. And this is one of the texts again, where again, he thanks for the numerous positive feedback on today's live presentation. I'm not sure if that is correct or not. Definitely, I didn't find it very informative at the end of the day, and neither did a lot of the other people that I spoke to. But anyway, the add-on seems to be here. And one of the most important things that I took away from this is the option means no one must. So you don't have to do this, but you can do this. And then it again tells you here that you can decide for yourself if you want to go in and use this. But obviously this is only open for a limited time frame, and that time frame is actually only a week, which is not much time. And again, we find this a bit strange, because everybody has been looking for the payment options since Q1, and now we are pretty much getting close to the last quarter of 2023 here, and then all of a sudden everything has to happen within 1 week. It looks like they want to try and pressure people into basically adding more money into the platform. So again, it says here that if you do not use it, everything stays as it is for you. That means you decide to wait and see the overall situation of the company develop. It may be nothing will change for you for a few months. If you use the add-on, your personal liquidity will change promptly. And that is what they are basically telling us here, that any new partners can obviously start off with these particular options here. And what it means again is that if you go in and buy a package, then 20% of that particular package will be able to get paid out through a different line than what you already have with the other packages. So they will run side by side. And that again means that you don't have to do it, but it is an option in here. One of the things that also came up again says, when can we be paid? So as I said, this is one of the most important things. Obviously, the members are asking, and it says there's 1 week introduction period. This means that for Tuesday, September the 5th, the profit from the add-on packages, as well as the Trillant that has become free from the 3 inventory and the commission received from the add-on packages sales, can be at any time can basically be sold. So at any time by the listed exchanges, and these are the 2 exchanges we have seen and heard about for, since December, xt.com and coinstore.com, where they can be cashed out. And again, they just mentioned that 1 trill is equal to $1 US. So obviously the equivalent value is already deposited. The last part, again, they also mention here that after you do go in and deposit, if you should choose to do so, and I have to remind you again, you don't have to, it is just an extra option. You have the 3 options in here where you can simply leave it as it is. You have the option where you can make the add-on packages, so either 100 or 500. There is differences in here where you get some extra commission. So obviously that is what Eric is trying to push people towards, I believe. And then the last part, you have possibility 3, where you can basically put it in there and then add it to the balance you already have, which I can't really see why you would do that at the moment. Now we're going to have a closer look here also exactly on what is happening with the Trillant. We have set up some meetings to try and figure out exactly what's going to happen with all this. And once we have that, I hope we can also make a video in the very near future. But the issue is here that there's only 7 days to basically sort this out and trying to tell people exactly what they should and should not expect. So if we have a look at the Tree coin here versus the USDT, also here a bit similar to what we saw on Bitcoin, there has been a bit of a sideways movement here lately, and where you see the spikes here on the 28th. So first on the sell and then on the buy, that is actually on Monday, the same day as Birake went out and gave us this particular information. So obviously somebody sitting around with a large volume of Tree coins here, but it ended up pretty much in the same level as it was before. So at the moment on xt.com, the Tree coin is trading at 0.0002282. So again, very flat. So in the past week. The same goes for CoinStore. Also here, we saw some heavy movements in and around when Birake was providing the news here. For the CoinStore, it was only 43 million, so not as much as you saw for the xt.com. And overall coin also price is 0.0002271, so pretty much in the same area. So for this particular week. Now, I mentioned to you earlier here that the Money 3 has come back alive after a couple of weeks where there was absolutely no trades at all. And then last week we saw some trading on the low risk. Now finally we have the medium and high risk in there also. It is not big numbers. We can definitely see that all our EAs is a bit low on the numbers. And again, that has something to do with the way the Forex market normally works around July and August. A lot of people are on vacation, and you don't have the same volatility where there's an opportunity to make a bit of money. But the profit retriever for week 34 definitely has, and we have seen here that the silver is actually back on top on the top 5 EA for this particular week, $788 or 7.9%. We have the Aussie 200 index also at the top here with 478 or 4.8%. And then the US 30 number 2 with $417, 4.2%. We have Aussie Japanese number 2 with $288 or 2.9%. And then the final one is the US 30, $276 or 2.8%. Overall, if you would have traded those top fives here in the past week, you would have made $2,247 or 4.5%. It is again a bit low, but as I mentioned here, it is not really the time for big cash-ins on most of our robots. But however, in the entire portfolio, the more you have, of course, the more stable results you should be able to see if you have set your things up correctly. And again, we have now a history of 532 days on our portfolio, where the first EAs basically started off. And for the past 4 months, we can see that back in May, we had 18,500. In June, we had 18,300. And then in July, surprisingly, we actually had 19,800. And now at the end of August, we are looking a bit lower than that. At the moment, it has been trading so far for the balance of $16,948. So that means we're going to come in a bit short, but as I mentioned again before, it was expected because that is simply the nature of the game. When there's not so many buyers and sellers in the market, then it will fluctuate a bit less. Now you can obviously find a lot more details as usual on our portfolio trading in here. You simply go to our website and click the individual buttons that are shown, so you can both see the entire portfolio, or you can just scroll down where you see the individual pictures. It will take you through the FX Blue sites, and you can find all the details of how it has been trading in the past. We also still have the FTMO account that we set up in a bit of an experiment together with Expert4X. And that has also continued to develop, but it has had a bigger drawdown than we expected at first. Again, this is the profit retriever, so it is very, very difficult to control. And we have seen that the drawdown has basically come up to about 10.4%, which is way above what the FTMO says. We have tried to set the lot size down, but until some of these positions completely close, it won't really take any effects. And we have 2 out of the 5 currency pairs that are still struggling with heavy drawdowns. You can see the history up here is 37 days, and the profit factor is about 3. Monthly return has gone from about 10% down to 4.5. Hopefully, once everything is back into normal, sometime in September, I guess, we will have to see exactly how stable this particular account is. But it is interesting to see still that we are only at 10%, especially when it comes to the profit retriever drawdowns that can be heavy from time to time. Now also our individual series. Every single week we do this video series where we are looking back 4 weeks at the top 10 results to make sure that we only trade the best with real live money here. And week 34 was another great week where we ended up with 12,000, basically trading the top 10 results. So it is very, very stable. The last couple of weeks it has been 13,000. But we'll definitely take the 12, especially when we are talking about the market is a bit on the low side at the moment. And obviously you can find a lot more details about the profit retriever and also how you can actually do a bit of copy link trading if you are not interested in trying to set up, test and analyze exactly how this EA works. You head over to the copy link trading, and that will also show you exactly how you can get into Expert Forex, the copy link service. Some of the links that we have also here, or you can try any other traders that are out there. The last but not least, we also have the spaghetti trader that we have been trading now for a fair bit of time, and that is coming to an end because we simply haven't been able to get it stable enough over time. And we have mentioned this in the last couple of weeks news report here. We can see the 15-minute pretty much made no money at all. It didn't close any trades. There is some that are still open. The 1 hour one, which has normally been our best one, lost out big time last week. This week we can see it's back online with $476 or 5.7%. And then we have the 4 hour one, which should be even more stable, which has done extremely badly again this week with $787 or minus 9%. So definitely we are closing the spaghetti trader down. We're gonna finalize the results for August. And after that, we're basically gonna take it not completely off our website, but definitely down to the we do not recommend EA. Simply we haven't been able to get it to work, and we haven't heard anybody else who has managed to do this either. Luckily, this one here is a free EA from Expert Forex, so we're just trying to see if we can get that to work. Definitely not. You can obviously find a lot more details on our website also here, where we are trading the 15-minute, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour time frames in here. You can also have a look at the FX Blue link to see if you want to give it a go and if you can do better than us. Now, the one that does good normally here is the Trade Explorer, and we can also see for week 34, similar to many of our other EAs, profits is a bit low. The 22 pair only made $101 or 0.7%, so nothing major. The 10 pair one, which normally does a bit better, has also done quite well this week with 327 and 2.3%. So definitely that seems to be okay. And we are currently following the 10 pair one because remember we had a bit of a loss of $2,662 getting up to about a month ago here. Since then, it has been cashing back in again. It is on the right track. It seems that the graph is moving in the right direction again, which is absolutely great. Hopefully it will do even better when we get into September. But it has been some low profits in the past couple of weeks. As you can see, early August, it was 231, only 239 for the next week, 325, 26. And then we are currently all the way down to $111. But definitely the money is still coming in. It is recovering quite well, and we'll have to see if we will be able to be back on top here at the end of September. Now, if we then have a look at the videos that we released this week, apart from what I have mentioned here also on the profit retriever side, we have had quite a few requests, especially with all this copy link service and trying to understand the trades better, how they could add the publisher EA app in here. So we did a tutorial to show you basically, where to find it, where to download it, and how to install it on your charts. So this is a fairly short video, but it is a very important one if you want to become a very good trader and a stable trader, understand your trades and learn from your trades. Then this is definitely something you need to add into your trading part, as well as you already have some EAs. This helps you both graphically to show you a lot better of what exactly is happening. And you also have a lot of numbers that you can then break down and figure out if you can do better or if you have to change some of your trading strategies in there. Now, Alex is still on leave. He is still very much on vacation, but he did manage to do a short video here also this week, especially on the prop trading and the probabilities here, that even you set up quite a few accounts and you only have a 20% success rate, you are still making money. And why is that? Well, there's quite a few accounts in there that you can, on the copy link service, where you can actually line up and start getting into the prop trading business here. And that is basically why he's showing you why not, because the probability of trading other people's money also takes most of the risk away here. So definitely a video to watch. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. We hope that you enjoyed it, and definitely also that you got something out of it as usual, of which parts of our portfolio works, which one doesn't, which ones is on hold. Obviously, we will try to update you the best we can all the time and every week as usual. So I hope to see you on one of my next videos very, very soon. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.